Sorry about that, everyone. Had a little power glitch. So this will be part two of the evaluations and myths series here today. And anyway, so what I was about to say is that it takes time spending time with your players to figure out, okay, well, what do they know and what myths are they holding on to up there in the old, not noggin up there. And so there's so many of them. and myth is probably not always the best word, but it's probably the easy word to use. Misunderstanding, misconception, uh, not the whole truth. Like it can be labeled a lot of ways, but myth for the most part is a pretty simple way to kind of say it and make sense. And so you get an hour a week, not only to try to help a player figure out what should they focus on and work on and get better at, but then pull some of this information out of them as well. Well, what do you think? You've been told this ever before? Yeah. You ever try that? Well, yeah, I guess I kind of had, and don't do that because that's myth. That's not true. So it can be sometimes 6 months into a process of working with someone before you finally get to certain things. Like you get to like a certain hole on a playing lesson out there, and players doing this and that, and you're like, hold on a sec, what are you doing here? All right, what do you mean? Like, well, tell me and explain. And then you find out they say, well, I thought we could do one of these up there and make this happen this way. It's like, okay, that's fine, but like you started out wrong because where you're starting from over here on the tee box, that ain't gonna work. And look, it's like, what you talking about? Well, let's walk through this. So, anyways, if you have 40 hours a week, me too, I don't, but if I did, and we could sit there and work and work and work and work, man, we could expedite this process a ton, but nobody has that kind of time. So, back to the myths. Well, it takes time to get all the myths figured out too that are in people's heads that they picked up along the way, and it don't matter where. I will say this: the most common problem by far is that people telling people telling people telling people. It has become just an absolute nightmare. But it's by natural design. People start talking about golf, they're just going to simply say what they know. And if they don't know any better, why would they think it's wrong, right? So it's nobody's fault. It's the way this goes. Anyhow, I had put up a couple that popped up this week for sure. One fella pretty new to the game, and he stopped me at one point because I was kind of walking him through. Well, here's kind of our real goal, right? We want to find you in a golf swing pattern that's really consistent and easy, and so you're not missing the ball over the place, right? And eventually we'll want to kind of pick a ball flight that's kind of suits your eye or whatever that makes sense to you. I like that and it works, and okay, that's gonna be my consistent way to go about this. And I said, it's kind of, there's the draw and the fade, basically. You got your two different curves for the most part, and he kind of looked at me and said, you mean I ain't trying to hit it straight all the time? I said, no, unfortunately. Like, trying to hit it dead straight every single time, I mean, you're chasing a ghost, basically, is what's happening there. Because the only way to do that is with the Iron Byron, the machine, right? A machine that can be dialed in to perfection. No flaw. Dial it up. Swing that sucker back. And bam! Right at perfect impact every single damn time. That ain't going to happen for you folks. Even for you few that spend enough time learning enough skills and get good enough that it's fairly repeatable, you ain't that repeatable. I can tell you that right now. And so trying to chase this mythical straight, that's just flat out BS. You want to get to a point where you kind of settle in on at least a curve of some type that you feel pretty comfortable with. And that way you can play the course with that curve in mind, unless you have to. I mean, there's occasions, yes, where you might have to abandon that. That's fine. We're not talking about I put it in trouble and now I got to do this to get out of trouble. Okay, that's a whole different thing. That's game management. That's changing when you have to. But we're just talking about your everyday, normal shots all around the golf course till you get up there near that little old green up there in the distance, right? So finding a pattern, finding a curve that you like, and not trying to hit it straight. And I know people are gonna go, "What the hell are you talking about? Not hit it straight? You can't. A machine can do it. You can't. You physically can't produce at that high a level of repeatability. You cannot do it. It's first of all, if there's one way to know this with certainty, go watch tour pros this afternoon that are about to get cut and go the heck home. I can guarantee you they ain't hitting it even remotely close to straight. Not at all. They're bending it all over, and they're bending it way too damn much. So there's proof in the pudding right there. If they can't do it, why in the world do you think you're going to be able to accomplish hitting a ball straight? Hey, good luck. Have fun. It just ain't going to happen. So that was myth number one. And it's important because it also starts to alleviate players' mindsets on, players are thinking way too incorrectly out there. And so that'll be for another time. But it's just one of the things that we can take out of the equation that a player might be trying to accomplish and get them more focused on the right things. Maybe we see a little of this curve, or maybe we see a little of that curve instead. That's a good curve. Let's learn to enjoy that curve right there. Yeah, we don't want it to go too much, but that's okay. We're going to figure out how to make it just a playable little tiny curve. That's it, a little curve. We're not talking big slicey doos and hooky doos over here. Okay? Learn to love a curve. Okay? Don't hit it straight. You're gonna drive yourself mad with that, first of all, and it ain't gonna happen anyway. So, the other one, and I think for sure, this has definitely come more from the standpoint of people having fun, right? Which I'm all about fun. No doubt. I'm not trying to take fun out of the equation here. I want fun, okay? Fun can be misleading, however, when people are trying to learn something or figure stuff out. And it's inadvertent, so it's not like it's on purpose, but you say something in a hey, let's go play. Yeah, let's do it. Let's tee it high and let it fly. Woo, I get it. I get it. It's fine. Here's where this is going, okay? You got combination of information out there that's suggesting you need to tee it higher without definition, because that's the way that you hit it even further with this uppy-do swing action. And I'm like, look, stop it, please. You're talking about a tour professional golf swing, and then all these other golf swing people out there with these swings are listening to this crap, thinking they swing the same way, and they don't. And now you're telling them to do things that are actually going to make it. If you've got, especially the typical early extension type flippy-do golf swing going on, even a little bit, teeing it up really, really, really high is a dangerous thing to do, and BS. It's BS. No, thank you. Most of that information is assuming that you swing it like that guy on the TV or that gal on the TV, and you don't. And so putting the ball way the heck up on a tee 5 inches up off the ground is only making the problems worse. And in fact, this is one of those things that there's no way to you can't even research it, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I'll go to my grave saying that these big heads and these big, huge, gigantic length tees has led to an even higher development of flippy-do golfers, because they put it up on that tee, and now they got to go in and try to somehow swing and flip that club up into the damn ball just to hit it. And they don't know. They haven't been taught. They don't understand. But it's teaching early extension, and it's BS. It just flat out is. So you get to the point where you got some great golf skills in your swing and you're hitting it a lot better. Yeah. And then we can go in and start looking at, well, okay, well, what is your actual data and numbers and what makes sense for you tee height wise with your driver and with your path and face and angle of attack and everything else that's going on in there. Then you can kind of start sorting out, okay, well, yeah, we don't want it like an inch off the ground because you can't get the face up in on the ball in the right position and that kind of stuff. Sure, now we're talking, but it's gotten to the point where it's gotten out of control. Tee it high. I mean, we're talking guys are putting balls on tees and it looks like it's 6 inches off the ground. I'm like, first of all, put the driver down there. If you put it on the ground and even remotely close to the turf, it's going to go underneath it and not even hit it. That don't make no sense. So it's just another one. I don't like that term, and I get it. It's mostly used for fun, and I'm fine with that part. I'm not trying to say, hey, don't go have fun. That's not what I'm saying here. But anyways, it's just, again, tee it high, let it fly. Come on. I mean, you have to be more specific. If you're saying, hey, you've got it on one of them little tiny tees barely off the ground and you're trying to hit a big-headed driver, yeah, tee it high. You got to get it up. I get, but not up to the damn moon, okay? Let's get this under control here, folks. So, these are the things. There's a lot of this or again, guided, misunderstood, misinformation of some sorts and others, and we want to make sure we're narrowing that down properly, okay? Because the problem is that while there's no bad intentions by any means, it's the regurgitation of these things without definition that lead to all these other players out there, people, especially new people, and the way that they take that information in turns into all kinds of other stuff when they get out there and they hold that club. And so you have to be really specific and careful with the words you use and how you use them when you're talking. Well, when you're talking to people, you don't have to. I'm just saying you should, because this is what can happen. You can ruin people's golf, unfortunately, is what can occur. So, anyhow, like always, sorry about that little power thingy. Do me a favor. It always helps me, and I appreciate it if you would. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. And share it. Go out to the Twitter. Go out to Facebook. Please share. Just click share real quick. It's easy. But that helps me a lot. At Twitter, you can also comment here in the comment section. Again, questions, requests, what golf related. I don't know. The rest of the world I'm leaving alone. So, and I'll answer. Let me know. What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about here? What do you want to hear? But Twitter at P45KDG, and then email would be P45knuckledown.golf, all one word, at gmail.com. So until then, hey, it's weekend, folks. Let's get out there. Let's enjoy some golf. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you soon. Ryan Carpenter, No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Take care.